Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Back one of the lesson, and this is going to be a response to elder member in the GMS Chicago camp, Tasawanya, aka Benji, and this is his page, GMS Chicago Saint Benji 2. Please subscribe and be edified. This brother is very heavy. He got a quadruple portion of the spirit, and quite frankly, one of the deepest brothers I've ever met in this truth, right? But anyway, I want to respond to one of his current video. The name of it is Integration Destroyed the Black Community. And I want to play the first part of it because there's a certain clip he showed. And I just want to grab a couple precepts and bounce off that. But go back and check out the entire video because, hey, the brother's getting down. So let's go.
Doesn't the 100 times more? Doesn't the science say that if someone black folk had up 100 times more before social integration hit? We had communities all over America. I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We had our own businesses there. We had over 500 buses. Wow. In Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Also had our own cab companies. We had our own restaurants. We had our own hotels. We had our own school systems. But kill our buses, social integration. When all of a sudden, you all started talking about Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King going down to Alabama, want to integrate the bus lines. They didn't want to own.
And a lot of things this man is talking about, I forgot the man's name, but he's a very notable speaker. It just slipped my mind. I just had it too. The integration. We had so much more so-called black people who truly are the Israelites, Southern Kingdom, the true out of the tribe of Judah, Benjamin Levi to be exact. We had so much more before integration, man. All right. And a lot of the history you don't get taught because when you're in school, all they talk about is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. as far as your whole livelihood was dependent on you integrating with the damn devil, man. And that just strictly wasn't true. You had Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You had many cities throughout Detroit, throughout the South that basically got broken up through when they had that Highway Act. I forgot the specific bill that put a highway through a lot of the black-owned cities. All right, when black people had businesses and they dealt with each other. All right, but we understand at the end of the day, this wasn't supposed to be here in this kingdom because this is Esau's kingdom. But if we would have kept dealing with each other, we still would have had a better outcome. Right. So let me finish it.
Control to get the resource. They just want to sit on the front of it. Now, if the bus is moving, then the back of the bus will be where the front of the bus will move in a fraction of a second. And everybody gets off at the same time. When that movement was successful in Alabama, came up to Winston-Salem. Blacks in Winston-Salem says, we want to ride on front of some white buses. Said, we don't have any white buses. They said, well, we'll get some so we can ride on the front of them.
Like that whole time they did the boycott, they should have been trying to establish their own bus company as opposed to wanting to ride. I never thought about that. Y'all boycotted for a year just to want to ride on the front?
See, you're a smart man.
I never thought.
And that was the Breakfast Club this guy was on. And was it Charlemagne or whatever made the point. Basically, he's saying you don't have a ruling class mentality, man. You're comfortable and you seek to be underneath your oppressor. All right, till this day. They had their own buses, but they want to get some white buses so they can ride in front of them. Just to see, I'm riding with the so-called white man. Complete mental illness. All right, complete Stockholm syndrome. All right. It's that saying that they say that the white man's ice is colder when it's the same fucking ice. Our people are simple as hell. But let's get into the scriptures. It's going to be pretty quick. Proverbs 29:6, 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord. And our people don't understand that. Our power creates the judgments, man. All right. Our power is the one that you should be going to. We understand that Esau Edom is in control right now. He was set up to be the last ruling power in this earth before the Lord comes back. But you shouldn't seek to him. All right. Our power lies with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for you Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that's something that you have to understand. That's truly where you're going to excel at, dealing with each other and not chasing after the mirage of success, which Esau Edom has painted when he has an unfair advantage, man. Huge unfair advantage because this is his system. All right. It's like a race. He got to start 5 minutes before, but you got to start 5 minutes late with ankle weights, a weight vest, and dragging a ball and chain. And then he looks at you and shakes his head because you're not where he's at, man. It's complete, utter foolishness. All right? Let's keep going. Let's go into the book of Psalm 73. Book of Psalm 73, verse 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." And even the elder guy in that video was speaking. Man, and his name is on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. I'm sure somebody put it in the comment section. We had our own things back there. We still was envious at what the wicked had, man. All right? What they were doing, trying to be a part of their system when we had our own system, own buses, own doctors, own dentists, own hotels. All right? And we still wanted to be what? Integrated with our oppressor. Verse 4, "For there are no bands in their depths, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." So we have to consider our the covenant and the contract that we broke. All right? Going all the way back to the beginning of the scriptures. All right, there was prophesied to happen. We're going to go into slavery, and all these things were going to happen if we walked away from our power, which we did do. So a lot of our people got low self-esteem and wondering why we can't get it right and why we can't succeed and why our communities are always failing and always look like we're in last place. It goes back to these scriptures, first and foremost, and you will never, ever, and these scriptures are undefeated. The only way out of this is to come back to our power, acknowledge your ways, repent, and get ready for what he's about to do on this earth. Because this system, as we know it, is over with, man. Judgments are here. Destruction draweth nigh. World War III draweth nigh. A new digital market beast system is about to be implemented. And then you're going to have total, utter chaos and thermonuclear war play out on the earth as written in the scriptures, right? Let's keep going. Let's go into the book of Psalms 96 and 5. It says, "For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens," man. Right? And that's one thing we have to understand. It's not Jebus Christos, the other white meat, Buddha, Allah. It ain't none of that, man. Our power is Yahweh Yahweh Shai, period. And that's who we are to look towards, and that's who we are to worship, man. Not the way of this Edomite. All right? Esau is the end of the world pursuant to 2nd Esdras. All right? And Jacob is what followeth. So you're clinging on to basically the remnants of a dying kingdom if you still stuck in this westernized mindset. All right? These guys are the devil. These guys are the wicked, and their system is going down. I can't stress that enough. All right? Because really, what this man was speaking at the beginning of this video,
100 times more.
and going into,
say that if someone black folk had 100 times more.
Let me play a little bit more.
We had communities all over America. I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We had our own businesses there. We had over 500 buses.
Wow.
In Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I also had our own cab companies.
And while that's all good and fine, and it could have stayed that way, us trying to rebuild that right now in this day and time, it's just not going to work. And that's what our people are stuck into believing. We got to rebuild the black communities. We got to rebuild the black businesses. We got to do this, that, and other, not knowing this system is locked up and tied up, man. You already dominated and you already been beaten. You can't take that mentality of integration out of these peons right now. It's not going to work, and it's not meant to work. The one way is through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which is not an answer that a lot of these so-called Egyptologists, pro-black, people believe in. They think they're going to turn back the clocks to what this man is talking about. Black cab companies and buses and hotels. When you look at the statistical information, all right, by race, so to speak, and you don't got a 2 pennies to rub together, or anything. You're not going to accomplish this, even if you got the athletes, and they're not going to be on one accord because their wealth is controlled. If they get out of bounds, that wealth can be taken from them. Those contracts can be canceled. That's what you have to understand. Our only hope is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Let's keep going. Let's get this right here. Hebrews 13:14. For we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Right. That's what we're focused on. We're not focused on going back. We're focused on going forward. Right. And integration, it was really the first step of a slippery slope, man. All right. The Lord really broke that up through the Spirit because it wasn't the right way. But really, it showed our mentality of always wanting to be up under this oppressor for a lot of our people. And it is still that way till this day, man. You could be on a job or whatever, and you'll have a Jake as a boss, and you have Jakes underneath them, and they won't even give that Jake the same respect as they will give an Edomite boss, man. Our minds is totally fucked and screwed in this system, man. Totally, man. That rulership mentality, that brotherly love, all those things have been taken out. And you see, we never got back to that so-called former glory till this day, man, because that's not going to work. That way is just not going to work. Let's keep going. Let's get this right here. This is Ecclesiastes 40 and 29, man. Right? Because in a touch more on the integration stuff, it's basically you begging, you marching to be treated as an equal by the damn devil, man. This is Ecclesiastes 40 and 29. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. And we're under this man, right? And it's not much of a fucking life, man. We will have to go to him for the one of all things, pursuant to what is that, Deuteronomy 28th chapter? That happened, man. That was prophesied and that happened. It says, for he polluted himself with other man's meat, but a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. Right? Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in the belly there shall burn a fire. Right? It's sweet to people that's shameless who don't consider that back then that integrating and marching to be up under people that hate you was not a good look. But it was all basically pushed and coerced by the elites, not by the average day blow Joe Edomite, but the elites wanted that. All right, for more mass control. You see, they don't want anybody outside sovereign thinking they're outside this system. They had to integrate everybody just to put more of a lockdown on everybody. Let's keep going. And even within that integration, it's still a caste system where your ass is at the fucking bottom. But all those integrations, all that you think something is what's going to come of it, it's coming to naught, man. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2. Let's start at verse 32. And I'm going to jump down. It says, can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Right? And this is talking about the Heavenly Father, man. Our people don't really worship the true power of this Bible. Right? They believe whatever their oppressor tells them. All right? Even though the Bible tells you, that your Savior had dark skin and woolly hair just like you. But you got a problem with that, man. A real problem with that. Even back then when he was getting dog sicked on you and fucking sprayed down with water hoses, you still wanted to be up under this devil. And guess what? Hey, your wishes, you got your fucking wish, man. Now you're stricken to ghettos and hoods. Your so-called claim to fame, Black Wall Street and towns in Oklahoma. And the man was talking about North Carolina. All that shit was destroyed and taken down. Now you're fully locked into this system, right? And the only way out, as I keep stressing, is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Verse 36, why gottest thou about so much to change thy way? Right? Thou also shalt be ashamed of Egypt as thou was ashamed of Assyria. And for them to play that clip on a Breakfast Club is kind of, that's a major a show. It's kind of striking because the elder guy that was up there, right? He was saying, hey, you had it better back then than you do now, which is true, which is absolutely true. And it's going to go back that way in the kingdom. The tribes are going to be the tribes, right? The law is going to come out of Israel. The control, the government is going to come out of Israel, which is us. And we're going to deal amongst each other. And other nations are going to be in subjection. Thus saith the scriptures. That's your kingdom of heaven. For the ones of you out there that don't understand, thinking you're going to be on a cloud somewhere. The kingdom of heaven is about rulership, pursuant to Revelation, the 2nd chapter. Hey, you must understand that. Verse 37, yea, they shall go forth from him, and thy hands upon thine head, for the Lord have rejected thy confidences, and thou shalt not prosper in them. And after that integration and seeking the white man, right? Jake really has not prospered in that way. Not as a unit. You have individuals that are allowed to be held up as shiny objects, saying, see, if you work hard enough, if you sell out enough, if you bend over enough, you can be like this person, right? But as a unit, as a people, as a whole, we have not returned to those images and clips he showed that looked like from the 60s, right? That type of ownership, that type of togetherness, that type of family structure has been completely obliterated from the so-called black community. All right. But like I said, go back and watch your brother's Benji's video. It was an excellent video. I just want to touch on the first clip of that. I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom the next time.